down for 1.4. What's wrong with RSL?
3, 2. All right, it's another episode of the RSL Random Fan Podcast. I'm a host, Brandt Goebel, joined by
Tyler
and
Brennan.
That's right. And before we go too far, what do you want? What do they want to smash?
That like button.
Smash.
Well, let's talk about the trade first.
Okay, let's talk about the trade. Talk about the facts.
Yeah.
RSL, out of nowhere, surprising everyone, sends Chicho OUT to San Jose.
An in-division rival.
And
Our
the
first opponent.
First MLS
First
opponent.
of the season.
Well, MLSC.
Yeah,
Herediano before.
correct.
In the CCC.
Wow, we know so much.
Yep.
So we sold him to San Jose, and San Jose are going after it right now, right? They got Bruce Arena, former U.S. men's national team coach, really good coach, been around a long time. He's one of the old school coaches, right? And he's bringing in Chicho, and I think he thinks he's going to fix Chicho. He's going to we're going to do it my way, and Chicho's going to be a star. But
Him and Joseph Martinez.
Joseph Martinez, yeah.
yeah, Joseph.
San Jose
was that one
might-
finalized, or
Yeah.
is it just okay? There was
San Jose might score a lot of goals. They might give up a lot of goals.
yeah,
We shall see.
very interesting that pairing too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they did let all their strikers go, basically all of them,
They're
except
in a
the kids.
refresh.
Yeah.
We did a little Twitter poll about right after the, you can still go and vote, right after the Chicho trade came up, and I was surprised a little. Still have the faith.
So let's break them down. Hold on. So,
I still have the faith.
yep, that's one.
Iceberg, pitchfork, what the heck?
What the hell?
Yeah.
Okay, don't worry.
That one.
I could say that for you.
Either one of those.
Don't worry.
WTH.
WTH, bro.
Massive setback.
Mm-hmm.
And my favorite is only a scratch.
Merely a flesh wound.
I've had worse. And
You don't have arms and legs.
early on, I thought, oh man, maybe there's going to be some level heads, but for the most part, people are
Losing their minds.
very upset, and I don't blame them.
Because if you're a casual fan and you're like, okay, we got rid of Chicho, who scored the most goals in RSL history, tied for the most goals in RSL history, and still the last third of the season didn't score. Now, to be fair, he hit his penalties he's the only one who hit his penalties.
He's a talent.
But there was definitely a drop off, and nobody could put their finger on why.
Yeah.
And so you have that, and then you have Crooks that was rumored a little earlier because he was at Hull, and over there, you can't get away with going into a different place and not being noticed.
And we should stop right there.
at that height.
We need to have a moment of silence for
Okay,
Matt Crooks.
The tree.
No longer
The tree.
being
He's
here.
gone. But he's back to where
may
he
you
belongs.
rest in peace.
Well,
Where
we
he's
have-
going to
wait.
excel.
Among his own
Let's-
kind.
Hold on.
Moment
Okay.
of silence.
Okay, ready to go.
That was the moment. Okay.
All right, there we go. Moment of silence, although I'm
All right.
very disappointed. We'll get to that. But,
And then before Friday was even over, Gavin Beavers sold on to blah, blah, blah.
he
I don't know how
went
to
to
pronounce
hit that perfect beat boy.
Brumby?
Wow.
Bronby Beat. Bronski
jokes.
Beat. That's a great song. Look it up, kids.
Yeah, that's not
Go
good.
look up Bronski Beat. But
Okay.
sorry, he went to Bronby.
So that all happened in one day, right? And that was just Friday. So how did you guys hear about it?
From you guys?
Really?
Yeah. And then also, today was whatchamacallit?
practice.
Reporting day?
No, it was,
was
what
on
happened
Monday.
yesterday again? What was the... Dude, I'm...
The interwebs.
No.
Because people tell them. They're like, hey, Tom, we need this news out there.
Sources.
Sources
He's the
say
channel.
that.
He's the
yeah,
challenge?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why we are not... Why,
So what's crazy, right? Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's crazy is we're owned by the Jazz, right? Same ownership.
Well, kind of.
Well,
Kind of same ownership.
no, in fact, that's something we should probably talk about, too, because a lot of people are like, Ryan Smith, WTH, bro. Or WTF if they're really angry.
Yeah.
But Ryan Smith is the minority owner.
Mm.
Remember that. We're owned by the Philadelphia 76ers more than the Jazz.
Oh,
if
really?
you think of it that way.
Okay.
Because the same ownership groups that owns them owns us, and Crystal Palace and all of the soccer properties are
Well,
under
what I was
that
getting
umbrella.
at
But
was
yeah.
that the Jazz did something similar to this when they got rid of Donovan
Uh-huh.
Mitchell, Gobert,
Rudy, cleaned
and
house.
cleaned the house, And did they get anything in return?
No.
And they've been a small market team once again.
Yep.
Forever looking for a John Stockton and Karl Malone to magically come up through the grapevine
From the 12th and 13th draft picks.
Yeah, and that's not going to happen.
Magically become
So that's
all-stars.
what I think a lot of people are scared is because they're a Utah fan. They're using similar things that have happened. And now we see Chicho being gone and also at a ridiculously low price. Like, that's one rumor. But now it's like, do we have enough time? Was this pre-planned that we were going to get rid of him? Was this something that happened pretty recently in the offseason? What happened? And if it's premeditated, did we have somebody lined up that is just as big, if not bigger?
Yeah, and I was thinking, you know what? James Rodriguez. That's what I'm thinking, right? Colombian.
He was coming out.
Yeah, he was a free agent. It happened just as all that hit, and I was like, we're going to sign James. And don't call me James, right? The Colombian guy that played
Center
in the Premier
attacking
League.
mid or like a
Played
winger?
in the World Cup. He's had his best games in the World Cup and in the Champions League, but he's not an awesome regular season player, honestly. You know,
Yeah.
So I was a little worried about that as a potential signing because he's just past the peak of his career too. So it would be one of those like returning all-stars to the league, and I'm not really in love with that concept from an RSL perspective. But
my first thought
he signed somewhere else.
My first thought was Movsisian.
Yura Movsisian. We should sign.
No. Yeah, my mic off.
Is your mic on, bro?
I don't know.
Yeah, turn his.
You hear me?
That's it. Keep
Perfect.
going. No,
Yeah.
crank it a little more.
A little more.
He's soft, dude. He's
Little
soft.
more.
Yeah, there you go.
Now
I have
it's
a sweet voice. But my first thought was Movsisian in the fact that the second time around, and it's just not going to work out.
Yeah.
like Savarino.
Yeah.
We
like
should always
Savarino.
bring back players. We should always.
Actually,
So-
Savarino's probably the best player we've ever brought back, stat-wise.
I agree with
Not
that.
as a teammate.
But yeah, as a stat. Like,
Yeah, not
worth
as
the money.
somebody to build around, but he had good stats, and for the money, he was a good value, and then we sold him on for a good value, and somebody said he's out of contract, too.
Before we get too far away from Brennan's questioning and point, I don't think this is a rebuild. I don't think
You don't think so?
They're moving away from big name striker. I think with the amount of money that they've accumulated in GAM and all that, I think that we're going to see a big
Just got
signing.
static. That's all.
Oh.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No. I
You're
think we're
good.
going to see a signing, whether that's right now, probably not. We'll see what they can do before the window
Well, it
closes.
feels like all this GAM that they're accumulating. It's like they're just like this dragon trying to accumulate all their treasure, and then magically they're going to do something with it. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know if there's a plan either. I think that's some of the first reactions. But
after these transfers were made, or was this premeditated? Do you know what I mean?
It almost feels like whatever happened on that fateful day.
No, we're not going to assume. We're not going to do that. No, don't do it.
Don't what?
Don't talk about it.
What? No, it could have been a day. It could have been multiple days.
Yes,
There's something inside of RSL that RSL knows, and RSL took it to the league, and then the league and RSL kind of agreed on what the punishment would be. They levied the punishment. No charges were filed. It's not like he broke the law, apparently,
Yes.
right? So, but he lost the faith of RSL faithful, the insiders at RSL.
Yeah, when you say it like that, you kind of can tell his on-field performance was like he was out there by himself. Like he was like the one-man show. They didn't have his back. And it kind of explained that demeanor that he had on the field going forward. And why would you fight for a club after that? Something like that happened. Even if you were in the wrong, it's still kind of hard.
why would you?
Yeah.
Why would you allow him to continue to be your captain?
Well, you wouldn't.
But they did.
Oh, they did?
Sometimes.
Yeah. When he came back,
He still,
he was wearing
he
the
still
armband.
was wearing the armband.
See, that's what I don't understand. Did it happen then, or did it happen recently?
It happened in July. That's what the suspension was for.
Well, I know the
Yeah,
suspension.
it
I'm
started-
just saying what caused us to sell him
Oh,
I see.
yeah.
was
The
that
catalyst?
was that something.
I think so.
Well, because if we knew at that mid-season that we were going to sell him, we would have had plans way ahead of time. We wouldn't be selling him for 1.5 million. 1.4.
You know, There was a rumor he was going to go to Nacional in Colombia, right?
Yeah, he was over there quite a bit.
Yeah, and so that would have been great to send him south, but to send him to San Jose, it just feels weird.
Feels dirty.
It does. It feels a little dirty. It kind of feels like Krylock to the Whitecaps almost, except RSL didn't choose that. Krylock chose that.
I hope the outcome is the same. I hope Chicho has the same kind of success that
your man
Krylock, Captain Krylock.
Yeah.
King Krylock.
He scored against us, and then that was it. That was the end of his career. So, I mean, I think he's still there. But the new ownership in Vancouver, so not likely going to stick around unless they really love him. League? He's still on the roster, I guess.
I think he's a free agent.
Did they let him go? Or
So, that same day, we lost Chicho, Crooks, and Beavers.
Yeah.
I was really disappointed in losing Crooks. I thought Crooks was prime for a great season this year to fit into the system. And who knows? Maybe there was just too much under the wall, too much under the bridge.
Yep.
And Matt was just like, "Hey, you know what? If you guys are, I don't know his motivation. We did reach out, and it was exactly, from what we understand, what the best thing for Matt and for his family. He wanted to be in England for whatever reason, and he just felt like it."
I think you get here and you realize the travel, and you're like, wow, that really sucks. You don't think it'll be a big deal, and then it is. And then you're like, oh.
And I don't think he enjoyed the system that we were trying to get him to do. I don't think it really allowed his talent to be flourished.
Well, if he would have stuck around, you would think that, and if they knew they were going to get rid of Chicho, right? Like, hey, let's build around Crooks. Well, now Crooks is gone. Well, are we building around Gonzalez now, or are we building around Luna? What's the core of our team? And I know Pablo's going to say, well, every player individually gets better. And in that, it sure looks like we just had a fire sale. And, a couple people were posting stuff like, hey, by the way, don't get your favorite player on the jersey because they'll be gone in 6 months, and then your jersey goes down in value.
We should have kept that, because there was the one fan who was like 0 for 4. It's like every player he chose to pick is no longer here.
So he did suggest to bring back Rubio Rubin, though, because he has his jersey still.
Are you serious?
But clearly Rubio Rubin isn't up to the standard that we're trying to incorporate here. So. Also, remember, the David Blitzer group owns the majority, not Ryan Smith, right?
Yeah. And Ryan Smith seems to just love hockey and basketball first.
I mean, if you go to the Real game on their playoff game, or do you go to a regular season Jazz game? Well, he chose the regular season Jazz game, so I don't think he's the owner that I would call the owner of Real Salt Lake. And Blitzer owns like 6 teams, so I get why he's not at every game, but
everyone's his name. It's the guy in red, fully invested.
Where he's up in the box. Oh wait, that was the same.
Well,
something.
Let me ask this question: with the whole Chicho stuff, we don't know a ton, but everything points to a certain direction. How do you feel about the club, the front office, after all of this? Because for me personally, yes, you want to know more. We always want to know more. But, I'm leaning like, do we have less faith in the front office, or?
So as far as faith in the front office goes, I think John Kimball's a great leader. And I think as the president of RSL, he's in charge of all of this. But I don't think he's the guy that makes the player personnel decisions, right? He's in charge of RSL as a whole. I think the people who are making the sporting decisions are the sporting director, Kurt Schmidt, and assistant GM. Assistant to the GM? Assistant GM. From the GM? Because we don't have a GM, right?
No, I think that. Remember when we talked with Trey, he said GM Kurt Schmidt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so he did say GM. Okay. So, sorry. Kurt Schmidt, GM, and then Tony Beltran, assistant GM. But also, they're trying to do what Pablo wants, right? It's kind of this balancing act. And they've talked about that the input that everybody gets and gives in those meetings. And I don't know if we tried to sign James Rodriguez. That'd be cool if like they came out and said, yeah, he was just too pricey for us. I don't know why they don't say stuff like that more. As a letdown,
just to give you like an insight of what they were thinking.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. I mean, I don't know. I think it would be interesting to be like, hey guys, we were in the running for him, but they just got too expensive at the end. And
Well, I
we didn't
imagine
think
if
it was.
It would. I would like to know all that too, but at the same time, that builds up a little bit of distrust, or a track record.
Too much transparency can be a bad thing for a
track
big
record.
club.
Oh, we could have signed him. We could have signed him. We could have signed him. We could have signed them. Instead of maybe to talk about it later. We've had interviews with people, and they've talked about people they almost signed in the past. But
all right, I'm shedding the darkness now. I had on a black jacket. We were all in mourning for the loss of all our players, but hey.
So a few rumors have popped up that are positive.
Yep.
One of the things, Tom Bogart. If you don't follow Tom Bogart, you don't have no idea what's going on.
At Tom Bogart.
He is
on
everywhere,
yeah,
all the time. Sources: Real Salt Lake finalizing a deal to sign Brazilian goalkeeper Rafael Cabral.
I think that's the least interesting news, but does he sound like a good goalie? I don't
know. He's 34. Free
Never
agent.
heard of him.
Most recently with Gremio, he was featured for Napoli, Reading,
Yeah,
Santos,
so that probably
and Cruzeiro.
To me, that sounds like Zach McMath's going to keep his job, honestly.
Yeah, I know. There's something wrong with my mind.
All right, Brandt and I may have to share mics, or we'll just have to not hear from him for the rest of the podcast.
Oh,
that'll be fun.
Don't give people. Don't get people excited.
The one I am excited about, Kobe Henry. You see that?
Yeah.
Our boy. In fact, Kobe probably was lined up because he already reported to camp. So that's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe Henry showed up at camp. In fact,
Yep.
if you didn't recognize the pictures that Real Salt Lake put on their X account, was it there? Was it Facebook or Insta?
I don't know.
One of them. One of their socials. He popped up there, and you're like, oh, hey, he showed up. He's already here. So he was, he just
the
finalized
Instagram when they were
things.
showing their fits as they were walking in.
Yeah, they were
on the way in.
So who is he? What is he? He's a defender.
6'2" center back has made 27 appearances in recent seasons for either Reims B or on loan with Villafranche.
And remember who Reigns is? It's where we sent our boy Gomez.
Oh, really?
Right? Reigns?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I think it's different teams.
Oh, Reims.
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 Not the Reigns.
Not R-E-I. Okay.
Does he have any sort of club and country starts?
I think he's American from
he's
Orange
French.
County.
Born in Lakeland, Florida, to Trinidadian parents.
There you go.
So is this a starter that we've signed, or is this a development kid?
Oh, so Orange County, Florida, or Orange County? Yeah, Orange County, Florida. I saw Orange County, and I thought Orange County on the other coast, in the L.A. area. But he's out of Orlando-ish area because he was following youth stints at Orlando City and Miami Youth Academies. So.
Yeah, I don't know that he's starter, but he's depth because we've also got Sam Junkwa in there now.
Oh, yeah.
And but I'm sure he will get his
And we still have
opportunities.
JVN Brown, right?
Yep, and he can play anywhere across the back line.
Yeah.
And another rumor, sources, surprisingly, Tom Bogart again.
What?
Yeah, people just like to call. If you get tired of talking to Tom, you can always call us.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll
take your calls.
Yeah, we're happy to spread rumors. We'll chat about it. But finalizing a deal to sign Australian forward Ariath Piol.
Ariath Pole?
Piol, P-I-O-L.
Piol. All right, from where?
MacArthur.
Which is where?
In Australia.
Australian Premier League? Like Australian rules football? Or?
Australian top flight. 3
Okay.
goals and an assist in 416 minutes. And I think he is best friends with Lachlan Brooke.
You think
Really?
so?
Yeah, I think
they're
they
buddies?
went to elementary school together, and they've been friends.
So if you go to his
Since
Instagram,
forever.
he's already
Ariath
posted something 12 hours ago
with the big RSL
badge.
on it. Yeah, so it looks like he's pumped to be here.
Looks like.
As soon as he can get over his jet lag, we can get him up and allocated to the roster.
And not
looks like it's going to
necessarily
be $500K offer.
not necessarily a Chicho replacement, but with all, like we mentioned, all of the GAM and money and cap space that RSL has created, I think we're going to see a big signing. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be incredible. And there have been some big signings around the league.
Yeah.
So
I've seen a few, but
one of the big ones.
like, did you see that San Jose signed Chicho?
And Joseph Martinez.
Yeah.
But also Carrasquilla.
Coco?
Where's he going?
Just out. Just going. The rumors are he's headed to a Mexican League team.
Woohoo! Gosh, I did not like that guy.
Yeah, he did real good against us. He is real good at knocking us over.
Too good against us. So, anything else on... I mean, we haven't started a good rumor, but anything else on the roster and what RSL we can expect from RSL?
It could be a building year. It could be a wash. It could be there's something coming that's going to be humongous. We don't know, but hopefully it's something that's going to put bums in seats. You know.
Well, they did say they got it confirmed. Caleb from KSL was reporting that RSL was in talks. They were going to sign a goalie, which looks like they're going to sign that.
Mm-hmm.
A striker, Ariel,
which is Bull.
And
Bill, sorry.
And a center back and a winger. So they're Henry.
Well, I think we got a center back, right? That's our center back.
Henry. Maybe Henry could be there.
Yep.
But I think there's more signings to come.
Could be.
And did get that confirmed that was accurate. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Accurate. From an inside source at
From
Real
an inside
Salt Lake?
source at Real Salt Lake, they confirmed what Caleb was saying. Not that they needed me to confirm that, but I was just curious. So, yeah. So, things on the way. We are into practice. Started practice. They reported on Friday, and last Friday or Saturday, and they had their medical, and they've had practice the last couple of days. And then next week they're headed down to Southern California.
Okay, for their preseason tournament.
Preseason, yeah.
And on that note, you can look up all the dates online, but there was an insider who got a look at the new white kit, and they have said it's a checkerboard or chessboard. I don't know if it's white and blue, is it checkers or chess? Should be red and black if it's checkers and chess, right? I don't know. Anyway, it's supposed to be a kind of checkerboard for blue and white, basically.
We're honoring Croatia.
I guess so, and I guess that's why we didn't go red and white, because we didn't want to be exactly Croatia.
Well,
we wanted to be blue and white.
Be creative, be bold.
That's why I wanted black. We haven't done black. Come on.
I would love black.
We're already claret and cobalt anyway. Let's go black for a year, you know? Anyway, that kind of took some wind out of my sails. I wanted black with yellow.
Do you know what's going to be sad?
Kind of like the thing you're wearing, but more black and less yellow.
Do you know what's going to be really sad?
What's up?
We're going to we have the ability, based on how this next month goes, we have the ability to be more excited about a new kit than a new player coming in. Do you know how sad that would be?
That's so sad, right?
Rough. That,
I know.
Our excitement's going to be like, dude, we didn't get anybody special. But, dude, check out this new kit. This thing's so sick.
Checkerboard, bro.
Yeah, there are some people that all of this has turned them off. I've seen quite a few, surprisingly. People not renewing season tickets.
Oh, yeah, that's been a big talk.
Well, and honestly, all this changed right before the first time we want to call it for plus years, and now all of a sudden we're back and we're going to hopefully piece together a front line.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Scary, right?
It is.
It's very scary.
And, if we go into the regular season and play against San Jose and somebody scores a hat trick on us, that's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
And I shouldn't have put that out there. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Vera will just clock him. Vera will just have enough, and he'll just run over and knock him over, you know?
Maybe it was in the deal he can't play against us.
Oh, that'd be great if he had to pull a hammy every time. I mean, they do that a lot in England, right?
Yeah.
If you're on loan.
If you're on loan, yeah, you can't play against.
You can't play against Chico.
There was just a reminder. I think we had the Wolf signing, Tyler Wolf. We talked about that.
Owen's brother, Tyler.
Owen's brother, right winger. So.
Josh's son.
And I think they're expecting Elias Manuel to maybe be
the guy.
Manuel.
Be a guy that helps out up top.
And we got him from where again?
Red Bulls.
Red Bull.
Red Bull. That's right.
I'm still waiting to see if Diogo is going to be the answer. He did not fill me with a lot of confidence. Watching him play,
right?
But we'll see.
Well, I think there's going to be a pretend getting rid of our speedy striker. Overall, I think there's going to be a brand new identity of moving the ball forward. I was hoping for a 3-5-2, which is disgusting to say. But with our clientele, I'm not sure. Like, it's kind of a weird thing to picture.
People talk about that.
Well, and where does
3-5-2?
Where does Anelli go? That's my real question.
Anelli?
Is he going to go to right back so that we can get listen, because we got to get the best players on the field.
Right, he's on there.
So who's our right back if Anelli's not?
So we got Vera Glad, and then Quinton or Javian Brown.
On the right?
On the 3-man back line.
Right, and Katranis on the left.
Oh, yeah, Katranis. Oh,
Katranis.
No, what I was thinking...
He
sorry.
reported.
Hold on.
He was in there, I saw him.
What I would say is I would have Katranis be a left wing, because he already plays up that high anyways.
Yeah.
And then you would have either... I would say all three midfielders. So that's Anelli, Ojeda, Ruiz in the center, and then we would have Luna on the right or Mark Zook on the right.
As a wing. As a
true
outside,
wing,
yeah.
right? And then we would have either like a false wing or something like that, or a false striker that would be either Mark Zook or Luna with Diogo. But that's... The more I say it out loud, the less happy I feel about it.
Pretty good, Ruiz is back.
He looks happy.
So we could be really cool. Plus Hidalgo's back from injury, so...
Oh, what?
What? Hidalgo. He's our boy, man.
No, he's not. He's doing great. He's fantastic. But it's not like we're gearing up for the first game of the season. We're like, where's Hidalgo?
Right. Fair point.
Nobody's shouting that.
Only me. Okay, got it. But Palacio.
He likes the blondes.
Palacio. I like him too. Especially when he's blonde.
Palacio.
Where do you play him? Is he your next guy off the bench? Is he your fourth midfielder?
He's not starting.
We're going to have a lot of center midfielders.
We're going to have a lot of games to start the season, and we're going to need a lot of depth.
Absolutely. Especially with all the extra cups, and now that we're in the CONCACAF.
Oh, man.
We're going to need more depth. But if we don't have another high-quality player in, the next month, we're going to be in the crapper.
Well, do we have DPs at this point?
We have one DP, and that's Diego Gonzalez, and we need to have another one to maintain the 2 DP, 3 young
24s or whatever
U22s.
Yeah. With all the GAM that we've accumulated, is somebody in the league that we're going to take?
No, I think with the way that they are looking all over the world.
Why is your mic not working?
I don't know.
That's the other one. Get the top one. When you change the top one, that one changed. There you go.
There we go.
Hey, there, leave it up there, yeah.
Right there.
I've been talking louder. It needs to be a little louder. That's better.
I'm just getting a lot of static, that's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think with the way Kurt Schmidt has just been combing the world.
He's a genius, by the way.
For players.
Yeah.
We've picked up, we're looking at the Brazilian guy and Australia. I think that if we are to do a big signing, it's going to be a big signing. I don't think that you can sign a Chicho and then follow that up with something that's nowhere near Chicho.
Ache or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's got to be somebody big. And if it doesn't happen in this, I'm guessing if it doesn't happen in the start of the season in January, definitely
it's not
sometime
coming from Europe then.
Sometime during the, well, you can pick somebody up if they're,
well, because January is usually the European window, right?
Yeah. What about your boy Kelly?
Liam Kelly?
No, he's not a striker.
Oh, he's not?
No.
But he's American.
Yeah, he is. Season. the pinnacle of the best signing ever in Chicho Arango, that turned out to be
the worst signing ever. Just kidding.
No.
We don't know.
Remember the Menendez scale.
Imagine we get that.
Oh,
guy.
the Menendez brothers or
No,
Johnny Menendez?
scale. Johnny Menendez. The Menendez
okay.
scale.
Well, I mean, let's not compare him to the Menendez brothers. I mean, he didn't.
So I think it's going to be a big signing at some point.
I sure hope so. That would be nice.
Yeah.
It might be nice.
Especially after you've done such great work in bringing players up like Andres Gomez, finding these players and ending up turning them around. I think they want to keep doing that. Focus on youth, which we saw they drafted like 8 players.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So
Heavy on the forward side.
I don't think there's any reason to panic. I think we just need to trust,
Wait. Have
wait,
patience.
have some patience, and let's see.
Believe.
Stand on your
Believe. Feet.
Yeah.
Shout it out aloud.
Yep. And
But-
realize that we are Real.
But the timing is rough, bro. Because we're.
It is. But I was going to
Can
say
we
that
beat Herediano without
if
we
we can't beat
style player?
Herediano with this club, I don't know that we should even be in. The
How do
talking
you say his name?
Manuel.
Manuel?
Elias
Okay.
Manuel.
So Manuel, I
You think he can step in?
I think we have enough firepower, and I definitely think we have enough midfield that we could definitely pair something up. And especially if we do 2 strikers up front with Pablo Ruiz trailing. I mean, that 3-man moving forward, that's going to be enough to be a threat, just not on a consistent throughout the season level.
What about your boy Forster?
Jago?
Subaru
Jago
Forester.
He did score in practice, so you never know.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I think maybe the team goes back to the team.
Fight.
The team is the star, and there's plenty of opportunity for players to really make their mark. There's only one DP, and Diogo doesn't seem to be this demonstrative, follow me Chicho type of out there personality. So that I would love to see RSL get back to that. And I don't know if maybe there was some. It was really hard to see who was the leader. I think Matt Crooks really could have been.
No,
That?
No, that's your emotions right there.
It is both. I think Matt Crooks really could have been like somebody to work around. But when they brought him in, the midfield is just so congested. I didn't think that Luna and Crooks could work together. I really didn't. I didn't think that they.
Well, it's like we were playing, and you know, when you played on teams and they play a certain style, and you're like, I'm not great at that style. I'm not good with that guy. You know, like that guy. You know, you come off the field and you're like, that guy will pass to me. That's what it sounds like in the little kid ranks. And as you get older, you're like, dude, I was there. Send me, right? Like, and you do a lot of that in practice so that you get that right in the games. But after a while, you're like, dude, we're just not meant to play together.
Yeah, and I wonder if Matt would just like, these guys, I can't do this anymore. Because he seemed like, we went to a few practices.
Think that's it, yeah. I think that's...
Few practices, and it seemed like, I don't know, I'm not trying to cast aspersions or anything, but it felt like Matt was trying to fit in, and he just didn't get comfortable. And I don't know that there was enough room for everybody to play. And if you're not going to sell on Luna, then make Luna the centerpiece. If he's that...
Ooh, so that brings up a good question. So go ahead.
So if you're not going to sell him on and you want to keep him, make Diego Luna the centerpiece of your offense and give him the 10 role. And then there's nobody there unless they want a Diogo to be the 10. Then
I think
let's
he's more
create
of an 11.
What do you think that, and like because I mean, but Elliot, which was incredible.
Yep.
I think you have to give him the shot.
I agree with that.
I mean, like I said, I honestly don't think watching the last year, I don't think that Luna and Crooks could really fit in the same space.
But maybe Ruiz to Luna, Ojeda to
Maybe,
Luna,
maybe.
Diogo to Luna.
We'll see, but I think one of them, you have to pick somebody to be the
orchestrator.
The orchestrator, the linchpin to your offense, and there was just too many cooks in the kitchen.
I don't think so. I think they just didn't mesh well. It was like there was an Italian cook and a Chinese cook. You know what I mean? And then the food came out weird, and they were like, "What's up with this? This doesn't taste great," you know. And so I think the Italian moved on, and
I would have loved to have seen Luna get a shot in Europe or something if he really wanted. But I don't know. I think he still can, but I think he struggled later through the second half of the season for a little bit.
There was also a style change that happened midway through the season. I mean, when Diogo came in, it definitely changed the dynamic of it, and he kind of lost his
But Luna
flair.
was the only guy who really scored at the end of the season with any sort of consistency.
Well, he is. I was going to say he's the inner mountain Messi. You know what I mean?
That's good.
And he was the only one. I think in that whole last season, he was the only one that could take on somebody one-on-one. All of our strikers struggled. Chicho even kind of struggled. He didn't really have much on the ball.
Right.
And Luna was the only one that created openings with his feet.
Yeah, there were other people that would take people on.
Well, I thought Mark Zook
Mark Zook.
showed that there's...
And Brock would take people on.
Brooke.
Yeah, Lachlan. But he didn't get by him very well. He'd take him on, and he tried, but he wasn't getting very far.
No, Mark Zook was such a good buy.
I think Mark Zook's going to come into his own this year and be the opposite side of Luna.
He's doing really well in international.
Yeah,
scoring for Poland.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We got a few weeks to chat some more, but we'll get into our predictions. And I think it's my turn to win them all this year. So I'll do that. All our predictions.
We take turns?
Yeah, well,
is that how that works?
I think I had a pretty good shot the first year. I did pretty well.
Yeah.
Then I think it was Brennan, and then I think it was you.
Okay, so we're rotating through.
So all my predictions will come true. Just trust me.
Great.
So what about other things going on? Do you want to talk about your national team?
So the U.S. men's national team coming up this week, the week of the 18th. They've got maybe and defects, just like we had the guys from Cuba, and that's where we picked up Michael Chang. Is he defected from Cuba? Came on a RSL, right? Maybe Diego Luna gets in his ear and he's like, "Oye, compadre, come play at Real Salt Lake," and he's like, "Como?" And then he says it to him in Spanish, and then he comes and plays at Real Salt Lake. And we get some Venezuelan players on the team that couldn't get out of Venezuela. And they defect. I know.
You have a lot of time on your hands, don't you?
I like international incidents when it comes to soccer. That's how we got Chang, man.
Let's start a war.
Not a war.
Let's have an incident.
Bring it on, Venezuela. We can take you in soccer and war, but we're not going to start war. We're about peace.
What?
Did you see the Maradona?
No.
Oh.
We were
puts him on a spindle.
We were going to. Oh, I did see that. Yeah. So no Come On Crawley update because it was the FA Cup weekend, but I did want to talk about.
Most of the fans, though, like if you go on Twitter and you visit Crawley, a lot of them are crawling everywhere. They're just so tired of the team. They're just like low on life. I mean, every time they open up the newspaper,
we signed a center back
loss after loss.
We signed a center back. There hasn't been anything. The window is open until February 3rd.
I swear you make half these teams up, dude.
I do, yeah.
Well, I got another one to make up, too.
Gateshead and Northgate and...
Thoughts on the changes in the FA Cup? There's a lot of people that are really upset with that. And I was thinking about the FA Cup and the U.S. Open Cup this weekend.
Ooh, yeah.
I started watching the Tottenham-Tamworth game. And
wait, so Man U and Arsenal played, and Tottenham drew...
Tamworth.
Wow.
Well,
brutal.
In the non-league club, they've got part-time players.
Plumber, freaking put him on a spindle.
A plumber?
Oh yeah,
plumber. He's a plumber and then he's a part-time footballer.
Really?
Yeah,
and he's a center back.
And he does a Maradona around. What's his name?
Really?
Son. Yeah, one of the strikers, like straight up.
He just runs
Maradona's around him, passes it off. It was so clean.
And they held him 0-0 through the 90, and people are upset because before this year was the first year the FA got rid of ties.
Yeah, that's right.
Or draws. So
because go ahead, explain that.
Well, what happened is if you went to let's use Tottenham and Tamworth. Tamworth is at home. They play Tottenham to a draw 0-0. One play another game. That's what these lower tiered clubs are hoping for, is to get that away game at an Arsenal, at a Tottenham, at a United.
Yeah, it's historical.
Because it would add essentially $1 million. That game in Tottenham would have been worth $1 million to Tamworth.
They're doing everything they can to make that happen.
And their total budget for the year is $1.6 million.
Yeah,
wow,
that's crazy.
But somebody did point out that if it wasn't for extra time and the change, they might not have got past Burton in the week before, but still the same thing applies. But I do love the FA Cup and the fact that Tottenham a couple years ago played a team that was like 7 leagues behind, and that was pretty fun.
Well, and also they don't play their star players.
No, they don't. Yeah. But I comparing this to the U.S. Open Cup, which people want to believe is like the FA Cup, but the gap between the teams is just not there. No. The gap between Real Salt Lake and New Mexico United is, it's one step, really. Yeah. Whereas in these other leagues that have been playing and they have these huge pyramids, Tottenham, Tamworth.
It's like us playing against a high school team.
Pretty much. Yeah. Tottenham's in the Premier League. 4,000-seat stadium. Wow. A really cute place.
But also, like, it's kind of like going to play at some mud park that is a drainage field.
Oh, you should have seen their field.
Was it immaculate?
Yeah.
Or was
it was pristine.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't like Trinidad where they just soak the field and they're barely.
But they had one guy
walking through water.
Tonks, this guy that plays for him.
Yeah.
During the week, he's selling sandwiches. They said from a truck, but he's got the most wicked long throw you've ever seen.
Really?
Oh yeah, he can heave it.
Wow.
So it was a lot of fun. They ended up losing. I guess they had an own goal. I'll have to go back and watch the rest of it in the 101st minute. So they held on. Good job, Tamworth. But
then they pressed, and Brennan Johnson caught him on the
and then
counter. It looks like
once you go down 1-0 against Tottenham, I mean,
you're pretty much done.
Yeah, but they fought hard, and what a fun thing. I would love to see the U.S. Open Cup become that, but we are so far from that.
Yeah, I thought you were going to bring up the Arsenal Man U game.
Oh, I didn't want to hurt your feelings.
Oh, my feelings have nothing to do with the results of soccer games.
Dude, that Kai Havertz, though.
Oh,
gosh, what
man.
a player, huh?
Kind of want to put that guy on the chopping block and send him down to Tamworth.
What was it, like
all he had to do was head it straight, and he shouldered it. He missed the header.
Well, ball's coming like this.
Dude.
He's going to go hit it. It gets left shoulder.
It's because he pulled back his head to hit it really hard. All he had to do was just stand there and let it hit his head.
Well, what do you expect for $30 million?
Yeah.
Something better than that. Oh my gosh. I didn't love that signing for us anyway. I always thought Havertz is like a footballer.
Well, when they did the All-Star game, he was trash at the All-Star game.
Yeah, he just...
When they played the MLS All-Stars,
and
they were doing all the games, he could not get the ball in the net.
I know. He's not a finisher. I don't know why we keep trying to play him at striker, man. We're one striker away from being a really good team, and they keep...
Kai Osaka out. Where was, what's his bucket? The other striker, Jesus, wasn't he? He got subbed on.
Yeah, he got subbed on. And then, I don't know why we bring in all the old Man City people, but Raheem Sterling's on our bench. What a waste, man. Like, what are you doing? Signing old guys that can't kick straight? Raheem Sterling is the Kai Havertz, but small. At least Kai Havertz is a big dude and can knock the ball around, you know? Raheem Sterling can't even pass. He can dribble people. Pass. Anyway.
Well, it's an unfortunate event, you know.
It's a mess.
Man U came out with the dub, you know. They hit all their penalties. And my goalie, who is not Onana,
that kid.
Alter or something like that.
Yeah, with the save on Havertz. Go watch that save, kids. That was a good save.
That was a good save. But my physical therapist, Ian, says it was a terrible... Sam said it was a bad shot. It was a terrible, terrible shot. He should elevate that ball.
Interesting.
But who cares?
Yeah, who cares? Who cares
what Sam says? One of the things, too, I think they've... since we're on... Stuff EPL. I think the rulings are coming out pretty soon on some
Man City.
I don't know about Man City, but some other ones. I think it was this week they were going to announce.
Oh, really?
Some findings against some clubs. You know, Everton's sweating, Chelsea's sweating. Chelsea spent like $700 million.
Yeah, so
in the last couple of years. Nottingham Forest
right behind there.
Yeah, it could be really interesting. They're going to come there with some findings and some rulings, and some teams are going to lose some points. Hopefully, it is Man City. Although, not to offend Man City fans, I think.
But they're like 10 points out of first right now, so it's not like they're going to win this year anyway. But no one's ever won 5, league title. Yeah,
Man City.
That's what I always think when I'm playing games. I'm like, man, I need to cheat harder.
Yep.
No, I don't really think that. But
Kids
don't cheat.
Oh, I thought I could go the other way. How do they cheat? No. So anyway, keep your heads up, RSL fans. I think it's
Smash
gonna...
that like button.
Exactly.
Subscribe. Put it on something. Do your thing.
Give us a review.
Give us a review.
Follow us on Instagram.
Forget Reddit
And X.
They suck.
Especially if you're over 35. Because did you know we had the highest increase in that demographic? People over 35.
My millennial brothers.
We increased our subscription base there by 45% this year.
Wow.
Awesome. We
year.
appreciate you listening. We're going to keep doing this. We're having a lot of fun. Spend some more time hanging out with Real Salt Lake and getting to more practices.
Yeah, absolutely. More time out of my...
And hopefully creating more content for you. But like you said, smash the like button, follow.
But go
Instagram.
to YouTube and check out the latest couple videos too. We got Alan Chapman on there, the referee last week, and
All that was great.
really cool insights.
Yeah, and we're going to get some more of those insights with other pro referees and keep going.
I sure hope not.
Get
Sure hope so.
Talking to the dark
Come on.
side of football. Doing the games.
No, Alan was great, a scholar and a gentleman, a true,
That was a good learning
scholar
experience.
of the game, right?
Apologize, Alan, for putting you on the spot a couple times. Didn't mean to.
Yeah, no, it was good.
Live and learn.
He's definitely a fan of the game and wants to
Yeah.
make it the best possible. So that's really cool.
So thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
Toodles.